neuropathy and nerve regeneration. Neuro to do with the nerves, pathy, pathos means disorder, disease, non-ideal. So where do you get neuropathy? Where do you get nerves get damaged? Normally with the onset of diabetes or long-term diabetes, where at the end of your toes or fingers, the nerves get damaged due to the excess amount of sugar that's in the blood, that should not be in the blood. Or Parkinson's, where the myelin sheath, the covering of the nerve, is damaged and the nerve endings get damaged as well. So these are problems that happen with neuropathy. So my name is Alan Wonitz. I'm a nutrition expert. Today I'm going to talk about how do you regenerate your nerves using nutrition and phototherapy. So let me start with a bit of explanation of the nerves and the structure of the nerves. So here's a little diagram of the nerves. There's a node here, and nerves go out, they communicate to each other. So there'll be another node here, the nerves to talk to each other, so there's a transmission of electricity. So that goes on. So what happens in neuropathy? This conduction of electricity is sort of damaged or impaired. So when you don't have a good flow of electricity, you're going to have all the nervous problems that you have, shakes or uncontrolled movements. So how do we do a regeneration of the nerves? So there's a nerve here, and in the nerve you've got a covering which is called the myelin sheath. It's made of protein and omega-3, made of cholesterol. So you need your cholesterol because it manufactures your myelin sheath. You need your omega-3, your good oils, and you need good proteins. So at the end here, you're gonna have a damage, or this myelin sheath has been damaged due to toxins. So maybe you've got oxidative stress, or you've got inflammation, and you have uncontrolled inflammation, too much of psychological stress, or even stress from hard work and not enough sleep. All these have an effect on it. If your diet is bad, if you're eating a lot of junk foods, that also will start damaging those nerves. So this is a long-term thing that happens, and you will only see it within 20-30 years, that the damage now is actually getting worse and worse. And what do you do now to reverse it? So remember, regeneration means you're going to regenerate. I'm going to show you how to regenerate the myelin sheath, and I'm going to show you how to regenerate the nerve endings and how to cover it and bring it back to its normality. In other words, remove the disease. So when the nerve endings are damaged, you've got the sensation of pain which doesn't go. And no matter what you do, you can take painkillers, the pain will go away, but when the painkiller is finished, the pain comes back. So painkillers are not really a solution, it just makes matters worse and worse. And the more medications you take, the more you're damaging the myelin sheath, so it's just like a dwindling spiral. How do you remove that dwindling spiral? So first of all is you have to learn how to handle stress. You have to put your body in a position where it actually can control stress and can manage stress. There's a way of doing this. As a nutrition expert, I explain how to do all of this. I do health consultations, so you can consult with me on that, and I guide you on this. So what is the main substance in the body that actually protects the myelin sheath? You need to have a protection of the myelin sheath to actually stop further degeneration. So the way you do it is with glutathione. Glutathione is a substance in abundance in the body which is mainly made by the liver. So I help people fix their liver first so that the body is able to produce glutathione in abundance. And there is phototherapy, which I will explain, which helps to level it up, elevate the volume of glutathione and protect it as well, so that you have enough glutathione, and that starts protecting your existing nerve cells. So you have to, first thing is you have to, one, remove your stress, and secondly, elevate your levels of glutathione. I explain to you how to cleanse the liver and what you need to do to produce glutathione. So the glutathione requires raw materials. The raw materials comes from you can get a supplement called NAC, N-acetylcysteine, or the amino acid cysteine. And you get this in sulfur-rich foods. I give you a list of sulfur-rich foods that you can take that will give you in your foods the NAC or cysteine, or you take them in supplement form, and how you elevate it as well. Now, what is damaging also the nerve cells is neurotoxins. If you've got neurotoxins, for example, aluminium, if you're drinking cool drinks in aluminium cans, you're going to have aluminium. Cooking in aluminium pots, you're going to get aluminium. Mercury, you can get mercury in your teeth. So if the mercury is leaking and seeping into your blood, this is another problem. It's actually a neurotoxin. It damages the your nerves. High levels of sugar and glucose, which is diabetics, this also goes and damages your neurons, your nerves. Another part of junk foods is refined oils and margarine. If you're eating foods which have got refined oils, triple refined sunflower oil, canola oil, those are absolutely damaging to your cells because it's not the oil that your body needs. Alcohol abuse as well will actually also create these problems. So these are the neurotoxins that actually are damaging your cells. And you've got your glutathione to protect it now. So now that you've done this, you've come off junk foods, you've handled your stress, and you've leveled up your glutathione by fixing your liver, how do you regenerate your nerves and your myelin sheath? So there's a substance in your body called a copper peptide. If you want to know more about copper peptide, I've got videos on copper peptide. I'm not going to go in detail with this, but I just want to tell you, a copper peptide is a substance in your body which is in abundance when you're 20 years old, and it declines by more than half by the time you're 60. And what has happened in the presence of copper peptide in experiments, when they raise the levels of copper peptide at let's say you're 60 years old, and your copper peptide levels are raised with supplementation, it has been found that your body starts operating the same way as your body is at 20 years old, which means regeneration happens as you're a 20-year-old. Because you'll notice when you're young at 20 years old, injuries are healed very fast, wounds are healed very fast, and as you get older, injuries and wounds do not heal. Why? Because your levels of copper peptide have dropped. Now, you need to find a way of elevating the copper peptide. There's supplementation you can take, which is expensive. Either you inject it or it's very complex. However, there's another way of elevating copper peptides is with LifeWave X39. LifeWave X39 is a patch which actually uses your body's heat. Your heat goes into the patch has got crystals in it, it reflects the heat back into your body, and that activates in the cells the elevation of copper peptides. To increase your levels of copper peptide, you use the patch, and you have to supplement with foods, which is proteins, and I'll give in my consultations, I give you proteins, and you need copper, the mineral copper, zinc, iron, and selenium. These are absolutely essential for the provision of copper so that the copper peptides can be made, can be elevated, and will produce the effects of a younger age. And this is when regeneration starts to happen, your nerve starts to happen. And you also need to have electrolytes, because electrolytes helps with the conductivity of electricity in the cells. Electrolytes are copper, magnesium, potassium, and sodium. So these are the necessary minerals and vitamins needed for helping the production of copper peptides, so it becomes functional and your nerves are communicating to each other. Next thing is you have to have anti-inflammatories, because you've got inflammation here. So how do you reduce inflammation? Your body has to make its own anti-inflammatory. So you have to supplement the body with omega-3, vitamin B5, vitamin C, a B complex, which will now enable your body, it will feed the adrenal glands to make the anti-inflammatory hormones. So instead of taking anti-inflammatory by medication, which is prednisone, your body can actually make its own prednisone. It makes its own steroids. As long as you give it omega-3, B5, vitamin C, B complex, it will do that for you. There's a patch called Eon patch, the LifeWave Eon patch, which helps to regulate your inflammation and relaxes the body. So there's a combination of nutrition, supplementation, and LifeWave patches, which is called phototherapy, which is explained more in detail. You can ask me for more on that. I will send you the information on it. I'm just giving you the steps that you need to take. And you need to do a liver cleanse so that it can elevate your glutathione. So you do these steps here: liver cleanse, anti-inflammatory, and raise up your levels of copper peptide, and you use this with LifeWave patches, which does this, and supported by nutrition, then you have a better chance of this being repaired. Now, it doesn't repair immediately. Remember, nerve damage takes years, probably takes decades, 20, 30 years. So please expect this is a 6-month to a 1-year regeneration cycle that is taken, as long as you commit yourself to say, okay, you want to do it because you understand you've been damaging your body for 30, 40 years. So don't expect miracles tomorrow where this thing is going to change. Give it 3 months, 6 months to a year for help for the regeneration of your cells. If you do this, the pains will start going away. Why the pain goes away? Because there's no more damage. Pain is through damage. When damage gets repaired, damage gets converted into a repair regeneration, the pain starts reducing. That's how it works. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've understood it. It makes it more clear how to regenerate your nerves, most important copper peptide, anti-inflammatories, liver for glutathione, and you have a much better chance of reversing this illness and living a better life, a better quality of life than you are experiencing now. Thank you for listening to me. You can book for a free 30-minute health consultation. Click on the link below, and we can meet, and I shall work with you and give you a map on how to work yourself step by step towards attaining this health goal that you have with yourself. Thank you.